So if you're doing grappling with kids, the biggest risk is some poor child getting their arm broken or their shoulder dislocated. Kids don't tap, sometimes out of ego, sometimes out of their parents encouraging them not to tap. Be consciously aware of that. Even in your class, there might be a parent that's like, hold out, son. You can't say anything to the child about the parent, but you've got to assume that that's been happening. And so you've got to make sure your kids, in my opinion, are not doing skills where there's a danger of a dislocation of an elbow or shoulder. Be conscious that this isn't just an advanced versus beginner question. Advanced kids should not be getting injured either. So whatever is occurring in your club, please, number one thing to make sure of is that kids shouldn't be getting injured. Second thing, if you want kids doing grappling, falling, rolling, individual tumbling skills, and gymnastic style abilities are essential. We don't know if kids are going to be falling on their right or left shoulder. We don't know. Okay, things become, when we've got two people moving in different ways, it's unpredictable. It is essential to have your children, no matter where they are, falling right shoulder, left shoulder, forwards, backwards, sideways, as individual drills, so they know how to get their head out of the way and they don't get jammed up one day. This should be paramount. Last thing is physicality. If you want kids doing grappling, just focusing on skills is not appropriate. We probably want to give them a little bit of gymnastics ability and physicality. How you find a way to do that, there's lots of ways. So, you're doing kids classes for Jiu-Jitsu or kids classes for grappling. Do not take an adult's grappling class and superimpose it and just do it with children. Then you are not a kids martial arts instructor. You're a martial arts instructor, that's great. If you're teaching kids martial arts, you need to write a class structure explicitly and specific for the age demographic you have. What old people and what young people enjoy and what makes them improve is slightly different. There's lots of similarities, but there are some slight differences. So that being said, this is explicitly for kids. All right, today guys, we are going to be looking at getting to back control for rear naked choke. So we're going to show our kids where they want to be at. We're not even going to tell them how to get there. Can you place one arm over his shoulder, one arm under his armpit, and then we're going to get you to grip your hands. Justin's done it correctly, that's great. Often we'll find the dominant hand was always grappling. If we do this, don't go into a long discussion as to why. Children are bored. Just say, switch your hands, do it that way. Underarm is the gripper. So whatever comes underneath is a gripper. Okay, great. Switch your hands real quick. Mixed up. Let's switch it over. Excellent. Now at this point, say, do it like a race. Reset. When I say go, I want to see how many changes you can do. Daniel, you count them. Don't make a mistake. Go. And the next one, if you can make a mistake. Oh, stop there. I saw you guys. One push-up for this team. There might be 20 kids here. These guys do one push-up, come back quick. You're losing time, boys. Excellent. And stop it there. And then we'll ask each of the students, how many Tommy do? How many Billy do? And how many Justin do? 7. Great. For our particular club, we don't really care. We're not going to compete against each other. We just want to know Justin did 7. It's his first day. Tommy's been training here for 3 years. They are not competing. We're going to do the same exercise again, the second time. Everything the same. If I'm able, I'll use the same words with the same intonation, with the same tempo. Good, place your hand over the top of your shoulder, place the other hand underneath. The hand underneath is the gripper, so this hand is a gripper. We're going to do the same, ready, set, Daniel, make sure you can't go. Great, no mistakes this time, and stop. Now, obviously we're going to use hopefully the same period of time. The expectation will be, just pretend that he's done 8. Great, how many Tommy do? How many Billy do? How many Justin do? 8, great. Justin's substantial improvement. Justin has improved upon himself and he's hopefully starting to get muscle memory of which hand should be gripping. That's it. We're going to do this about 2 or 3 times during our period of rear naked choke training. It's going to last about 10 weeks for our club. Might be different for yours, but while we've got a deep dive focus into back control rear naked choke, we're going to have this little exercise done about 3 times. That's it. Justin is now cooked with his hands. Doesn't need to be repeated. Other person will have a go. About a week or 2 later, We'll now focus on to the next aspect of rear naked choke. We're just going to focus on keeping the back. Yep, same position. Make sure you got your legs in. Very little instruction. I haven't described anything that's not essential. Feet in, one hand underneath, one hand over the top. Make sure you're using the gripper. We've labeled the hand that's the gripper. Roll that way, gentlemen. Work as a team. Stay together. Excellent. Stay together. Do it again. Excellent. Stay together. Do it again. Great. Standing up. Down this end. Run. Jump over the other kids. There's going to be maybe 10 pairs, maybe 5 pairs. Depends on your size of the club. Doesn't really matter. We're going to roll down the room. This is just a linear room. So this is an aspect of our class. I'm just going to run back, jump over the kids, run around them. Doesn't matter. Other person's turn. Then we're going to face the other way. Other person's turn. Then if you're really good, you'll do all the combinations of this. So we'll do it right hand over the top, rolling to the left, rolling to the right, and left hand over the top, rolling to the left, rolling to the right. Really, you could get away with 4 combinations of this for Justin, 4 combinations for Daniel. By then, you're done. Now, we do not need to describe where to place each foot and each elbow and each part of their body. Children will innately be able to find the best solution to this. Second thing, make it a team experience. Daniel and Justin, I want you to work together to stay connected. We're not fighting. That'll come later. Right now, we're trying to get somebody to understand how to stay on the back. Justin, Daniel, work together as a team, get to the end. Zero animosity in our club for our kids when it's not meant to be there. You can't win training, you can only win when you're sparring. Next exercise, we're actually going to learn the rear naked choke. If they're the same height, this one can sometimes be a bit of a punish. So what we might do, if the kids are the same height, is we'll often ask the person in the back to go on your knees. So jump off now and just go on your knees, please. We are simply learning position. We might only do this twice in the period of rear naked choke development. One hand over the top, one hand underneath, use a gripper. Excellent, really well done. Next thing we're going to do is, Daniel, I just want you to move your hands up. Great, I want you to pretend you're the evil magician. Justin, go over, grab his hand, come over and grab your own hand. That's excellent. Next, what we're going to do is switch over to there. Good, reach out up and grab the choke. Good, pull your hand out, grab your bicep brachii. Stop there for a moment. It's really important. We want to see chin, elbow, center of chest. So Justin, I really want you to make sure that chin. That's going to be important for all of our children. We're going to start from doing that straight from the start because it's going to be a set behavior. Just put your hand up on the back of his head. Good, change hands. Good, change hands. Change hands. Change hands. Excellent. Ready, set. We're going to do the exact same exercise. How fast can you do it? Great, and then we're going to repeat it. Justin will go from 7 to 8 again as he improves the understanding of where his hand should be, and then we're going to switch it around. So we're both going to have a go at this. Next, so we've now established that we can start to figure out back control and keep it. We've now established that there's an underhand, there's an overhand for our rear naked choke, and we've established how to perform the rear naked choke, and this all has taken us maybe 2-3 weeks to achieve this. That's okay, because we're going to have a lot of other physical training in between it. Next, we're going to look at how to get all the way from mount or from a position to the rear naked choke. Okay, we're going to start with our first kids on top. We're literally going to say, all right, kids, everyone sit on top like you're riding a horse. Most important, we're going to look at these feet. So just take a look at my foot for a moment. There is a tendency for kids to do this. It's not healthy for their knee or their ankle. More important than their ability to perform the technique is their essential ability to not get injured. We should not be injuring children. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to say to them, tuck that toe in. Yes, it decreases some of the stability, but when they do roll, their foot's going to be safe and their knee's going to be safe. We're going to use 2 hands, pull, and belly flop down. We're going to do this quite rudimentary. There are more technical ways to do this. We're going to do it as obvious as possible for our young players. belly flop onto their elbow. Roll the partner a little bit to the side and bring your hand underneath. Make your partner hug themselves. Push them a little bit further. Jump onto their back. Slide down and bring your chest close to their back. Take your hand underneath with the gripper and grab your own hand. Now we're going to get our leg. Lift them up and then flop them on your leg. With the gripper, change from gripping yourself to gripping them. Come through gently with your rear naked choke. Grab your bicep brachii and perform it. So with all of our kids, we're going to go through the main skills, then we're going to do the technique. The technique should only be 10 to 20% of the training. Most of the training should be quite rudimentary in understanding a movement of body. Once we've done this, and we hopefully have a group of kids after about 4 or 5 weeks that can do a lot of these skills, then we might want to start doing some positional specific grappling and sparring. The game is quite simple. We're going to start in this position and then we're going to fight. Okay, and we're going to do a little bit of that specific fighting from that position. Second type of fighting we're going to do is just escape. Then we're going to start here. If you get to in my guard or side control, or you get back control or anything, you win. For me to win, I have to do a rear naked choke or keep your back. Does that make sense? Great. Okay, so we're going to have a couple of different rule sets for our specific sparring when we're on this phase of a deep dive and a focus into the rear naked choke, into the back control. Again, if you're training with kids, number 1, do not simply copy your adults class. Number 2, more important than how good the technique is or how good they become, number 1 must be make sure they don't get injured. And also make sure your training techniques and the skills you're giving them are enjoyable along the way. It can't be exercise for the sake of it for young kids. There has to be something else in there. All right, good luck, and I look forward to seeing you on the mats.